What's up, my good people? It's your boy, Mr. Venus, ndani ya Mr. Venus TV, the number one street TV show. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and to another beautiful and amazing episode of The Views. Hii ni show ya maoni, tunapatiana maoni. Ingia mtaani tunachukua maoni kuhusu vitu zina happen kwa life yetu na Kenya in general. So leo niko na mzae. Chapa tusikie maoni ya mzae ni yapi. So utatuambia jina yako, utakuita nani?
My name is Peter Njagi Namo. I'm a father of boys and girls. I returned from teaching. I was a senior head teacher. Currently, I'm at home doing horticulture, farming. Yes, that is my choice of living.
So, Mr. Peter, natoka pande gani ya Kenya?
I come from Embu County, very south sub-county, Mavuria location, Mavuria sub-location. My village is Karoke in Machanga.
Thank you. So, on your own views, who is a celebrity?
My favorites and those people who make me happy, one is the one who is rebellious, who does a lot of work to look for money which he may use for buying clothes, buying food for the family. These are the kinds of people who make me very happy. And I learned this from a man from my village, Motini, who is now late. He used to encourage me to do my own work. And through that, I've succeeded in my life. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, this show is for the youths, and a bigger percentage of the youths is in dating stage. They are looking for life partners, maybe. So, I would like us to go through the standards that youths are setting, maybe to find their life partners. One is the physical appearance. On physical appearance, we have the color. So, do you think it's really important, or is it necessary to consider something like color when choosing for a life partner?
Well, the first thing is that I would like to say is children are gifted from God. And in a family where boys and girls are well behaved, the parents are very happy. Now, the standards that the boys and girls are setting for life partners is wrong, because we do not look at the beauty, we look at the character, the good character, and you have to study the partner for quite some time, not just to meet and marry her or marry him within a week. One has to, like we used to do in the past, one used to go to the girl's home, used to consult with the villagers about her character. And this is why boys are marrying, then after 2 to 3 weeks, that girl runs away. And the reason is because the girl thinks there is money from the side of the boy, and therefore when she sits there for about 2 to 3 months, then she realizes there's no money. Then she runs away to look for money. And also boys, similarly, they want to get rich overnight. Some have fallen victims of being sacked from their jobs after they steal money. I have in mind some boys who are employed in banks, but after a while they were sacked because they used to steal money to buy cars, but they never used to build houses. and therefore uh, they lack teachings from the parents. Parents, they have left the children to wander instead of uh, telling them the right behavior they should emulate or copy. They leave the whole work to the teachers. And you know, the teachers, they have got a curriculum they need to cover, so they touch a little. But the parent is always with the child, and he knows the behavior of the child. Uh, Even today, they don't beat children like we used to. Uh, Beating correct behavior where a child is misbehaving, then the father or the mother, even the Bible says, don't uh, leave the children without beating. God commanded that, and he knew that the character can be modeled through beating, slight beating, not punishing or beating to harm the child. So the targets also girls are laying is on the riches. They want somebody who has money, old men. Sometimes they talk of the age is just a number. So that is where they are going wrong. If you go to colleges,
Okay, let me cut you short. We'll come back to that later.
yeah.
Let's first deal on these standards that people are setting when dating. So that was under physical appearance. You have talked about color. So under physical appearance, you also have the figure of the body, maybe from the appearance, or whether one is tall or short. Do you think it's really something to consider when looking for a life partner?
Usually, they might have known about the selection of partners from girls. The height or how big the body is do not count. What counts is money, riches. So long as you are not handsome and you have money, you can marry 100 if you want. But there before, a girl would go for a boy who is hardworking because they thought by hardworking you can come up with food for the family. You can even sell that food. You buy clothes for the family, and that was coming from the parent. They used to advise their children that way. But currently, uh, they are minded about the money. And that is why they are also misbehaving and they are contracting diseases just because they don't put into thinking when they are looking for money that they can contract some diseases like AIDS, other venereal diseases. So it's important for a father or mother to educate their children traditionally the way they should respect. They should respect the elderly. They should respect uh, anyone in the village. So when you behave rightly, then people will be talking about you in a very positive way, and that is where now boys admire such a character. Yes.
So that was under physical appearance. Maybe you'd like us to talk about tribe. You'll hear some boys and girls say, "Me, I can't date a certain tribe. I can date. I prefer this over this." Do you think tribe is something to consider, or does it have that big meaning when dating?
Well, mostly girls do not select tribes, but I know there is a tribe where some ladies have hated the behavior because they do not respect women, and therefore girls demand to be married elsewhere. They feel intimidated or not considered, even in employment, in electoral positions. You find they like men other than women. So tribe is not a factor that is commonly looked into by girls. So long as she gets a partner who has money or who is well up, that is where she would go for marriage. Yes.
So let's put aside the issue of dating and maybe set the standards as youths are setting on dating. I would like us to talk this issue of LGBTQ. It's an issue that it's currently trending in Kenya amongst our youths, mostly in our colleges. Why do you think this issue has been so common amongst our generation?
Uh, the first thing, as I said there earlier, a child is supposed to be educated fully on behavioral patterns, on the the character, because character is very important. Now, in colleges, that is why you find, because they think they have gone away from the people who may know them, they misbehave the way they want. I have witnessed where even married women misbehave. They just go with the partners from the colleges, or even old men who normally frolic uh, during the weekend to look for, for, for girls or women. And therefore, a girl should remain in the church, because the church will teach the behavior. And when one joins college, he's supposed to join CU or even other religious clubs. In those clubs, they protect them, because all the uh, friends or the students, they know you are saved, and you do not like such nasty behavior. And therefore, if you teach a child the right way and you follow it up, that child will not live with that uh, character or that standard of living, because she sees the benefit. And this is why you find some even start drinking beer when they meet with those who are used in drinking. They also get into hard drugs like cocaine. They inject themselves with these hard drugs, and they end up even dropping from their education. Some even run mad. Others, body health deteriorates. And we are sympathizing with this situation. This is why the international community is intervening. They are coming to save these boys and girls by forming some organization that will come and sensitize them, or even take them for rehabilitation. We have seen even the government, always in the media, they also take part in educating children on a way to take care of themselves. Yes.
So back on this issue of LGBTQ, it's an issue that in most cases you used to see it in outside countries, maybe the Western culture. Why do you think it's now among the stars and so trending maybe on colleges more so and in other running institutions?
Well, in my own thinking, the Western world, uh, they want to destroy Africa. And the easiest way to destroy Africa is through the youth who are growing Like now are witnessing, they are advocating for a same-sex marriage, where a man marries a man, where a woman marries a woman. And according to African tradition, this is something that is not acceptable. Even biblically, it is not uh, acceptable. And we also see in the Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah, they used to practice this, and this is why God was annoyed, and he decided to ban those two villages. And therefore, what the international world do, they form some legislation, laws, and because countries in Africa are poor, they go to seek money. And therefore, they are given a condition that until you go and legislate, you put a law that men marries men or do any other dirty behavior, we won't give you money. And it's like we cheat ourselves that colonization ended, but it is still there. So, in my own thinking, I think the people should stick to their behavior traditionally, other than copying behavior from other nations, because it's like we are worshiping the white man. And you know, white man is after colonizing us in thinking. You find in even the things that the Africans used to do, like blacksmithing. When the white man came, he said whatever is African is evil. And we abandoned all our way of our life. Like now, if you go to a home, you find in the kitchen all the cutlery and other materials are from the West or even East. But the African, you cannot find anything there. We worship them. And this is the behavior that is killing the whole world. Yes.
So let's leave that about LGBTQ. I'd like us to talk about this issue that's it's another issue, burning issue in our colleges, universities, and other tertiary learning institutions. Is this issue of sugar daddies and sugar mummies? Maybe on your own views, why is it so common? Back on dating, you say that the girls consider money a lot. So I'd like us to you on your own views, you explain it to us why you think it has been so common amongst our generation and our youths.
I think the first thing we should consider is the poverty from homes, from the families where these students come from. And when they meet in colleges, they meet with the children from well-up families. They see them buy very decent clothes. They see them also uh, buy very expensive things. And therefore, they also start thinking of where they can get money from. This is where the trap now, the sugar daddies uh, lay to catch these ladies who are always after money. So the sugar daddies, they are not after marrying them. They are but just uh, making pleasures, and therefore throw them away and get others. This is where you find they, during that relationship, some of the students, Ngao students, they are killed. We have so many who have lost their lives because uh, they fall into traps of very dirty men. And therefore, because the men don't want to be known by their spouses, they decide to hire people who may kill those ladies so that the relationship can stop. Therefore, what the sugar daddies do, they have their friends in the college. who will these Gao students to them, and therefore they are also given money. So you find it's like a trade. Get me some friends, I'll give you money. And that behavior has made so many of them drop from these colleges. And not unless the college uh, thinks of a way of stopping that behavior, so we are having a lot of losses of lives and also misbehavior, which is eroding all our boys and girls. And we are likely to get a very weak nation where people are sick. They may not do the work that is required for length of time. So that behavior should, those who are concerned in colleges and also from the Minister of Education should make a curriculum which will benefit these students behavior-wise. Otherwise, this is a very bad habit, especially in universities and colleges. It's also going down to boarding schools, primary even, when boys and other boy, they're involved in this sodomy because they learn from the media. What the media? That behavior which some students copies from the media. So even the parents should be able to know from the TV which topics, which programs their children are watching. Because if they just let them to do the things they want, they go and learn very nasty behaviors from the whites. So this is now the behavior that is spreading all over the world. Yes.
So I would like us to talk about our Kenyan music industry. Maybe what's your favorite genre of music?
Yeah, music is something very interesting. It's like body therapy. Uh, even in very old days, music was adored by so many tribes. So music is an industry that is not exploited, and those who have talents, I would encourage them to go and learn more about music. We also learn, like King David, when he was tired or sick, he would invite the musicians to sing for him so that he can get well. And those who are now uh, involved in music industries, they are getting a lot of money. And since it is not exploited, this is where people would run to, because other opportunities have been exhausted, but music and also in sports, because I believe God has given the youth talents, many talents, different talents. You find somebody who is earning millions of shillings, and for a few years you get somebody is a millionaire or a billionaire. Look at the musicians from Congo, from Zaire, from America. They earn a lot of money. When you entertain people, people give you a lot of money, and you have a well family, and you be buying whatever you want, other than engaging in that behavior that is going to destroy your life. Yes.
So Kenya is well known for supporting outside country music, maybe music from other countries, and like our own. You'll find music from other countries trading in Kenya. Why, maybe on your own views, why do you think Kenya likes supporting artists from other countries other than our local artists?
Well, there's a saying that goes that a leader is not known in his own village. And therefore, the Africans, it's like they believe their own cannot perform like those musicians from outside. But we have seen musicians from our country, Kenya, who have had very good time with people. Even today in the media, you find their music is played. So I would encourage the Africans, we encourage our youth to get into the field of music because they are rich in ideas. So if they can be supported, because a child doesn't have anything, if the government can support those who have those talents, build academies for music, like in Congo. Congo, they have village polytechnics where people go for music training. And this is why music from those uh, developed countries is rich. So even this country of ours, the leaders who are there, if they can set money for training the youth on how to play music, teaching them the, the theory, a part of it, they can be able to compose their own songs and teach them which song. Because like in the olden days, people used to sing about the people, about events. The same should also happen because music stores information about the people. If you want to know about Kenya, go to music. You find the behavior is stored there. The way to socialize is also stored in the music, and it's never forgotten. Yes.
So maybe you would like us to talk about our young millionaires in our media. You have talked about people making a lot of money from music. Maybe what you first do you believe in their success?
Well, in the media like ICT, uh, that's a part of programs is not exhausted. And those who are now involved in ICT are making a lot of money uh, because it's something that is new to the Africans. And even the government has embraced ICT. You find in everything, if you are seeking for employment, you are told you must upload information from this, send through the media, and therefore those who have started the ICT, they are generating a lot of money, and I am aware of some boys who are now dependent on what they are earning, and they have built so many houses for rental, shops, even they have bought very good vehicles. So it's an industry also that youth should direct their thinking or their mind on. Yes.
So maybe from our youths, we get to hear them say that these few young millionaires in our media, some say they motivate them, some say they are pressured. Maybe they see themselves lacking behind, and when they compare themselves with them, so maybe what would you talk to tell that person out there, maybe who is being pressured by these few young millionaires in our media?
First, we learn from other people. Uh, we are born without uh, many ideas, but we learn from, we are mentored by other people. So the youth should emulate these young youth who are now very hard working, and they are generating a lot of money. So you should go and seek some advice from them on how they have been able to raise money, and you'll be uh, told if follow this and this. Like I have, somebody will tell you is history, and through that we have so many people who have benefited. But if you keep on your own, you may not even develop, or your life may not even grow for better. So it is important you go and seek some advice from the youth who have now uh, developed by doing their own things. They have also been mentored by somebody, and therefore don't think this comes simply without somebody behind who advises him or her. So it's important to seek advice, and you must be very cautious as you seek advice, because some may not tell you the truth. Go to various people, about 3 people, on the same topic. You'll be able to know, oh, kumbe, this one is talking something better than the other one. And you can now be sure that you're going also to be laborious. And finally, you become rich and get all you want in a life. Yes.
Okay, besides that, I would like us to talk about a Christian church. When you go to churches, you'll find a bigger percentage of the attendance is not the youths. Mostly you'll find it's the aged. Maybe on your own views, why do you think the youths have neglected the attending services or going to church?
Well, a church is an organization that God created. God established it long, long time ago, about over 2,000 years. And formerly, the church used to uh, mold people positively or on the right direction. But currently, the church is not doing as the Bible commands. The reason why the youth have decided to run away from the church traditions is because the aged have refused to give the youth some responsibility in the church. You find an old mzee of about 80 years sticking to the position he started when he was 20 or even 18. Uh, he should be able to leave that one to the youth. Also, they exercise their talents of leadership. I believe the the only people who are in the church are sticking to the responsibilities which the youth should have been given. Because when you give youth the responsibility, they will be able to continue, and there they will learn how to behave. So I don't know what may be done to tell the elderly in the churches to leave some of the responsibilities to the youth, and the church will grow the right way. Yes.
So I'd like us to talk about the issue of Shaka thing, Mackenzie thing, now that it was associated with the church. Maybe how do you see this entire story?
Well, the church, the way I see it, many people, because they have missed job opportunities, they want to start their own church so that they can get the donations people give on Sundays, like the Sandaka, tithing. This is what is attracting people who are not called by God. They want to start, it's like their business. And therefore, we have, like what people have realized, the devil is against the well-being of the youth, and therefore it's targeting, the devil is targeting to destroy youth, and therefore they are misguided very easily by these preachers, and most of these preachers are devil worshippers. So the youth is sown to the devil. I may not talk more about Sakahola, but from what I hear from the media is that people were misguided, that it's better for them to die earlier to go and meet the Christ, which is against the teaching of the Bible. One should not kill himself or should not be killed just because for religion. One should wait for his natural death. God has given every individual a length of uh, time which you can spare on this world. But the leaders, most of the leaders who are in these churches, especially the Pentecostals, they have started these churches like their own shops. So their target is money, not the one of God. Because they are contrary, they are teaching contrary to what the Bible is saying. And those churches that teach children or people the right doctrine, you find is a very well behaved church. People that is they are loving one another. But in these churches, where you find even the youth who normally go for worship in those churches, they do not respect their parents or their offsprings. But this is God who is going to intervene, because it's a widespread all over. It's all over the world. Yes.
Maybe as we finalize, I would like us to talk about our Kenyan government. Maybe how is the government taking you?
The government, like our own, that is Kenya, in my own view, is like they have lost the way. The people they govern, they are interested in being governed well, where those leaders should be mostly, if I go back into the founding fathers of this nation, he was a very good leader who minded about the welfare of his people. You find, like now, people are complaining about the economy. What the people are doing, those who are in leadership, they are stealing money. Money which should go for development and even for the children education. Because a nation without education is a nation that is perishing. So even the laws that they make very bad laws, and sometimes even leaders do not follow those laws. And this is why people have now decided to also misbehave, kill one another, steal property from other people, because the leaders themselves have shown people that the law should not be followed. And this is why people are crying of poverty, because the government, which is supposed to be building economy, is destroying the economy. Also, when we look at the infrastructure, roads, we have very bad roads, dilapidated schools. They have no enough classrooms, and we have so many dropouts because parents. A child does very well in the examinations, but he lacks fees, and this is where the villagers gather to look for money to take that child to school or even to colleges or to university. So unless the government sits and think of how they can better the lives of its citizens, uh, our country is not governed in the right way. Yes.
Do you think there's a time will come, corruption will end, and maybe our economy will get back to its position as earlier?
Oh, well, I'm very much optimistic that if we get the leaders who are mindful about their people, the corruption can end. So given some time, corruption will come to an end. If you look at very many nations, they were at the same level with our country, but the time they finished corruption, those nations have developed. So I would encourage the leaders to be very, very, very careful about the financial management. Let that coin which is being collected as tax go to the set purpose. Like I have said, to education, health, go to hospital. There is no there is no medicine. People are dying because the leaders are not uh, buying medicine. Instead, they are putting that money into their pocket. So if they can control corruption, Kenya is a very, very rich, is very rich in resources. Like one of the president said, and he practiced. By then, the late Moi Kibaki, during his government, we were contented. People were satisfied in his own way of governance. So I believe corruption can come to an end if the leaders are interested in finishing it. Yes.
So thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm also encouraged, and this is uh, something that you should also teach the other youth so that they can also be very positive. If it's about education, teach them that education is very important. Otherwise, may God bless you and continue with your studies. And finally, you be well.
Thank you and amen. So guys, that was it. It's your boy Mr. Venus, Daniel Mr. Venus TV.